Midtown Atlanta. The Atlanta part of the parade stops here at Peachtree and 10th, so after that, we get in the car. Next, we're hopping.
He comes back, grabs a flag, and throws it. If you happen to recognize him, you're asked to call police.
2020, an Associated Press review in 2015 found the FBI and federal drug enforcement agents have been using aircraft equipped with high-tech surveillance equipment for years. Civil rights advocates say such surveillance can have a chilling effect on political gatherings, but it is legal as long as it's done to track people in public. Meanwhile, an independent investigator in Fort Myers. As the van came to a stop, footage from a helicopter showed that he had arrived at the scene, caught a man getting out of his van and going over safety barriers into the Edison Bridge. He appears to have hesitated for
2 weeks after she disappeared.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name, sweetheart?
My name is Theo.
Joe Biden's agenda through Congress. Tuesday's election results stripped Democrats of a governorship in Virginia when a political newcomer delivered a stunning upset. Glenn Youngkin became the first Republican to win a statewide office in the state in over a dozen years. Conducted a drone strike believed to have targeted a vehicle with alleged explosives. At the time, the U.S. said it took down a credible threat. However, months later, it admitted that it had made a mistake and struck civilians. Now the Pentagon says
we're able to say that we're choking off international co-financing.
And while the world unites in an effort to end coal, China is building a new coal power plant. 3 coal power stations operate a few hours' drive from one another. They all sit near the town of Shouju, a 7-hour drive from Beijing. 2 of the power stations are brand new, while one is adding extra capacity, and trucks move through the town near their hundreds, delivering coal from mines to power stations or across China, according to UK broadcaster Sky News. While pledges to reduce coal usage has been popular at COP26, carbon consultant Wang Ju, who works to help with companies reduce their emissions, told Sky that getting rid of coal in China is not a quick task. International reports say China's jump was mostly for burning coal, and natural gas was part of a massive economic stimulus to.
Livestock Richards has more from the state capitol.
The Princeton grades the Senate committee map as an F.
Critics accused the Republican majority of drawing maps shaped to maintain the Republican majority and to diminish the strength of voters of color, who have increased their numbers and clout statewide.
These maps take from us some of our choices. They diminish, for many of us, some of our opportunities.
The Republican Senate map has 36 districts out of 56 that are majority white. Republican Bill Cowser said race was only part of the formula.
We're trying to get areas that are compact, contiguous, and our communities of interest together regardless of their race unless they're protected by law.
A nonpartisan analysis of the Republican map by a group called Fair Districts Georgia shows exactly 1 Senate district out of 56 is competitive between the 2 parties.
People of color now make up half the population of this state, and therefore they should make up at least half the population of the Georgia Assembly. And any map that does not reflect that, it might be legal, but it is not ethical.
How unexpected is it that the party in power would try to protect itself in this process?
It is not at all unexpected. They have the incentive and they have the means to do it, and it's from historical point of view, both parties have done it. So this is standard procedure when it comes to redistricting.
The traffic stop, but say the car refused to stop, initiating a chase. The pursuit went through the interstate and city streets, troopers say, finally ending at the intersection of Joseph E. Lowry Boulevard and Atlanta Student Movement Boulevard. Troopers say 4 people were inside the car. 2 were dead when first responders arrived minutes later. The driver and another passenger went to the hospital in critical condition. Troopers say none of the 4 were wearing seatbelts. Troopers say they also found weapons and illegal narcotics inside the car.
They don't follow the chase. These people do no resident hard, and you got everybody's life on jeopardy, man.
The Fulton County Medical Examiner's Office confirmed 25-year-old Jamarius Rucker and 18-year-old Nadia McCants died in the crash. We're still working to learn the names of those in the hospital.
It's sad.
Henry County tonight, where officers are working hard to track down this suspect. So, Alan, what have you been able to learn?
Rick, Sean, I'm standing just feet away from where those shots were fired here on Floresta Drive. I want to step out of the way and give you guys a live look at the scene right now. You can see this active investigation still very much so in the active aspect. There's a bunch of cop cars out here lining the driveway. Here's what we know now. At 6 o'clock today, Henry County Police responded here on Floresta Drive for a domestic dispute. When on scene, one officer was shot. They have been transported to Atlanta Medical Center. The man believed to have fired that shot, suspect Jordan Jackson, a 22-year-old who is currently still on the run. Police say he's driving a 2016 Honda Civic with a GA license plate RXF0384. Now, I spoke to a neighbor who lives right next door and heard what he says was 2 gunshots. Take a listen to him recall those terrifying moments.
We began to hear some arguing outside. We were in our backyard, and we knew it was just some, I feel like pretty normal arguing. It wasn't too loud. And then we heard some gunshots go off and a woman screaming, and we knew something was definitely wrong then.